It is the Mike Show. It's the Tuesday edition. That means Megan Huffman joins us from SHARE Greater Lynchburg and the Greater Lynchburg Community Foundation. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Very well. Happy summer.
I vaguely remember what you look like.
No, we've been, been traveling.
No, it is. It's summer and everybody's got something going on.
Right.
And happy birthday.
Thanks.
We got you cupcakes. No, kidding.
4-year-old cupcakes.
Please don't eat.
You
please
shouldn't have,
don't.
Mike.
And a gift certificate for new dentures.
Please don't touch those cupcakes. Well, each and every Tuesday, Megan joins us, and she brings us a guest from the nonprofit world. Today's no exception. Who did you bring?
Yes, I'm so excited to have Alonzo and DeeJay from the UP Foundation here today. As I've mentioned in previous visits, I've been working to bring the different finalists in our youth philanthropy program, and our teens that were part of that program selected the UP Foundation as one of their top 10 finalists for grants. And so I had the opportunity to tour their facility and hear from the peer specialists and hear more deeply about what they're doing, and was just so incredibly impressed and was excited to bring them on the show. They have an event coming up this week, so that's why we picked this week.
Okay.
And so I'll turn it over to you and Alonzo and DeeJay, but you'll be delighted to hear what they're doing.
Awesome. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I really, really appreciate you taking time today, and I appreciate you. The behind the scenes, the viewers and listeners don't know, but behind the scenes, we had to reboot the computer and do all kinds of stuff. It was going wonky on us. So thank you for sitting through all that. Well, tell us about the UP Foundation. What is it that you do? And let's talk in generalities, like somebody that has no idea what you do.
Yes, thank you for asking. The UP Foundation is a nonprofit organization that serves the community with counseling and peer services. Dr. James Stewart had a vision a long time ago, and his vision is starting to live out through the lives of the people in Lynchburg, which is pretty cool. The level of involvement that we have with the community is one of the key things that's definitely needed. And so, yeah.
And who all do you serve? Is it youth or adults or both?
Yeah, so we serve adults and youth, and we serve them as young as they come and as old as they get, and that's one of the slogans that we say there.
Okay.
And so yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, and primarily folks that either come from have a substance abuse situation or maybe some mental health challenges.
Yeah. Both. So mental health and substance use counseling is provided there. We have a wide range of counseling when it comes to relationships, murder, counseling, and so it's just not substance use.
Okay.
But mental health, definitely we focus on.
Okay. How long have you been doing this?
Me, myself, I've been doing this, I believe, going on three years or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the organization, how long has that been around?
10 years, I believe.
Okay.
It's been around 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So in that time, about how many folks have you served in that period of time?
Oh, wow, that's a great question. Since I've been there, hundreds. And so I can only imagine with a 10-year span what that would look like.
Yeah.
So you're talking about thousands of adults and kids.
Now, DeeJay, what is your role?
So I'm at the Foundation. I'm a counselor and also the grant coordinator for our Virginia for Healthy Youth Foundation. I oversee a lot of like the grant funding and events that we do that are related to like smoking cessation, and then like trying to work with kids to look at vaping as a negative and how that can impact your life long term.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, tell us about the counseling and the services and how folks are responding.
Okay, so yeah, that's a great question. So in counseling, we do work with substance use, but mental health is like our overarching goal is to work with better mental health across the board for all ages. A lot of times we focus on with youth is using the alternative peer group model, which is using peers amongst the youth to promote healthier living, but also promoting non-smoking and also looking at what vaping can do to your body long term. For our adults, we host several groups throughout the week for substance use, but also mental health groups. We serve Lynchburg and Bedford in these groups, and they happen pretty much every week with 30 to 40 people, depending on the day.
Oh, wow.
One of the things that stood out to me when we did the tour was how the data that comes behind if you start young vaping, that's sort of the gateway to harder drug abuse potentially later, and the statistics, and of course I don't remember them all, but just the increase if you start young, you're likely to have an onboarding effect throughout your life. So it's not just the innocence. Sometimes people think vaping is fairly innocent, or at least the youth are thinking that, but they're not sort of looking at the long-term trajectory. So you all paint that picture of what that looks like deeper in your life, and how your lungs can't do that for decades, and you can't breathe.
Yes.
Well, and it doesn't matter what you're inhaling.
Right.
Eventually, it's going to have a negative effect on your health.
Right.
And that's something we do really well, is we have a lot of just like in-your-face examples. We have lungs that are in various level of damage. We have lungs that are like fluid-filled, and we can show kids that. Like when they come to our groups on Thursdays, a lot of times it's bringing examples of that, is what does that look like. And even for like events, we have events where we're having kids actually participate in what it's like to have a struggle with breathing, by like breathing through straws and trying to blow up a balloon, and seeing how constricted your lungs really can be if you continue to smoke.
Okay.
So if I'm a person that needs some help with whatever it is, how do I get involved with you all? How do I contact you, and what's the intake like?
So we are located on 2420 Memorial Avenue, right inside of Parkview Missions, and we are upstairs where we do the counseling and peer services. You can come directly there. We do have a website. It's upwithrecovery.org, and those are some of the ways that you can get in contact with.
Great. Yeah. That helps.
Well, and speaking of breathing, you have an event that's coming up very, very soon. Tell us about that.
Yes, on Friday, June 26th, we're having a Breathe Free Community Day event, in which we want the community to come out and really just enjoy themselves with some breathe free like activities. If that means games for kids, we have games. We have a petting zoo coming. We also have prizes, a ton of prizes that you could win if you're just supporting the movement of just breathing free. It is at the Jubilee Center on Florida Ave. Okay. And it's from 3 to 7 p.m. So anybody is welcome to come, and we have gifts for you to win, things for you to accrue, and we have a lot of educational things that I think would be super important for kids and families to know.
Very, very cool.
Great.
Well, we will link all that information up, and we've been sharing that up on the screen as well. But we'll link all that information up so that folks can learn more. If you want to learn more about the UP Foundation, you can go to SHARE Greater Lynchburg and just type in the UP Foundation. It's unlimited potential. Folks, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for what it is that you do.
I'm curious. May I ask one question?
No, yes, of course.
Well, I know that there's some
Your
volunteer
show.
Opportunities listed. I think it's like a mentorship. And I remember when I was there, I really was impressed with the middle school and high schoolers who were coming to be peer support, because it's one thing, like my 13-year-old had, the teacher come in with a pig lung and showcase it, and it's one thing to have like a teacher talk about, but to have your peers who are doing life with you talk about this is really powerful. Mm-hmm. I'm just curious, how can young people or adults get involved in volunteering or coming to support the students?
So one of the first ways is our Dream Team, which is our youth-led team. Yeah. And they're just a group of kids who kind of are like our think tank of how we can better support the youth in the surrounding areas. They come up with event ideas, but they also are like the TV for the youth. Like, they are promoting it every single day, so they know what's best. And if you wanted to be a part of the Dream Team, it's just as simple as coming up and asking for that opportunity. And for adults, for peer services, we pretty much are a community-based program where if you come in, we can offer that service. If you are a person who really does want to support people who are struggling with substance use, we have a place for you to do that. So it's just about coming in and asking for that.
Okay, great.
Nice. And the volunteer opportunities are listed on the SHARE page as well. So if you go to sharegreaterlynchburg.org and search the UP Foundation, just go to their volunteers and mentors tab, and there's a button that says I'm interested. Yeah. And boom, it'll take you directly to all the opportunities, and you can register from there as well. And we will link that up. Do you guys, in addition to volunteers, is there anything else that you need? Do you need donations of any kind, either items or monetarily?
Oh, definitely. Always. When you're a nonprofit organization, that's very important to have the community's support and the backing of the people. This is a way that we can be able to continue to serve the youth and the adults that we do see. So I'm learning as I go along in this process that the community is very important. And that's one thing about it is it takes a community to make things happen, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, we encourage that. We definitely encourage that.
Okay. Well, again, thank you guys for joining us. And Megan, we'll talk a little bit about SHARE and things that are coming up, and the foundation as well.
Yes, the foundation just announced our Century Fund recipient, which is the Appomattox County FFA, and it's a facility out there to help with educational opportunities at the high school. And so we'll have the check presentation of our $100,000 check tomorrow at 10 a.m. out at Appomattox County High School. So that was thrilling to be able to provide more educational and career opportunities to youth out in the Appomattox region. And we also announced our spring grants, and all those can be found on our website. We regularly have we have 253 different nonprofits that receive grants every year from us, and so the spring cycle is one half of that, and we've seen wonderful opportunities and able to fulfill most all grant requests that have come in. So it's a great time of sort of the finality of a lot of work in the spring, and our board meeting on June 10th was the time that all that was signed off on, and now we're just handing out all the funds, which is so fun.
Fantastic.
For SHARE Greater Lynchburg, we're in the summer phase right now, which slows down a tiny bit with our events, but we're still leading our board mentorship program, where we're training up 20 young professionals to become board members, and our goal is to have at least 15 of those placed by December of this year. And so it's a very hands-on board mentorship program that's still occurring, and we're training over the summer. We have our lunch and learns every month, and we have the nonprofit summit coming up, which is you all should definitely come to it. Okay. It's July 29th, and it's at the Lynchburg Regional Alliance, Business Alliance, and we have about 150 different nonprofit leaders come together to learn about best practices and training. And last year, I believe we had 65 different nonprofits represented. So it's always my goal to have the smaller organizations represented because the learning is so rich for them. So that all can be found in our newsletter, on our website, and the registration is very affordable for an 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. day of training. They try to make it very affordable so that people can participate.
And there's still spots available.
Absolutely. That's the press I'm doing this week, is just trying to, we're about 5 weeks away, and want to make sure people know to get registered.
Absolutely.
I'd like to note real quickly that I think the Appomattox grant, the Century Fund, is important because it's easy for people to think the foundation is just Lynchburg-centric.
Yes.
And it's important to note that it serves Lynchburg and the 4 surrounding counties, which I'm sure does as well. And so we don't want people to think it's just Lynchburg. Yes.
And it was last year's Alta Vista, and so it's just wonderful that it's been able to impact and touch so many. And the year before was Rose to Recovery, which is the area of work that you're working in, and they were just able to have the ribbon cutting for their facility. So it's just cool to see how these grants are having lasting impact.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, you can learn more about everything going on with grants and things with the Greater Lynchburg Community Foundation by visiting their website, lynchburgfoundation.org. You can also learn about everything that's going on with SHARE Greater Lynchburg by going to sharegreaterlynchburg.org. 207 nonprofit organizations are represented on the platform, And if you are part of a nonprofit and you are not on the platform, it's free. So just register today. Go to sharegreaterlynchburg.org. They have so many opportunities, volunteer opportunities, mentoring opportunities, learning opportunities. There's so much stuff. And you can even buy items for nonprofit organizations direct from the platform. So it's a great way to get involved and to serve and to learn more about our area's nonprofit organizations. Well, folks, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It is the Mike Show. It's a Tuesday edition. Coming up a little bit later on, we have your audio vault. Stay tuned for that.